Thanks for joining us on the CBN News Channel. I'm Charlene Israel.
And I'm FM Graham. Protests spreading throughout the Middle East now threaten another U.S. ally, this time in the tiny island nation of Bahrain. 4 people were killed when riot police swept through the main square where people are demanding political change. Heather Sells has more.
Bahrain has just 500,000 people, but its importance to the U.S. is clear. The country hosts the U.S. Navy's 5th Fleet, which is considered a critical counterbalance to Iran's efforts to expand its influence in the region. Until now, the protests in Bahrain's Pearl Square have been peaceful. But this amateur video shows police storming the square, using rubber bullets, flash grenades, and tear gas to drive out thousands of protesters. This man said, "We were sleeping when they surprised us and attacked us." Medical officials in Bahrain say the attack killed 4 people, and now the island nation is in lockdown mode. The protesters have been trying to get the ruling Sunni monarchy to give up control of top government posts and address deep grievances held by the country's majority Shiites. Shiite hardliners in Iran have often expressed support for this majority, while Bahrain's Sunni government is closely allied with Saudi Arabia. Outside the Middle East, Washington is watching events here closely as well. On Wednesday, the White House issued a broad appeal.
We call on both sides in countries where these demonstrations are taking place to be nonviolent and for the governments to be responsive.
Before the attack on the square, protesters had planned major rallies for after Friday prayers, but the deaths may prove to be a new flashpoint, and no one is sure what to expect next. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Thanks, Heather. Iran is exploiting the regime change in Egypt to stir up trouble. Wednesday, it threatened to send 2 warships through the Suez Canal for the first time in years. Israeli Prime Minister Avigdor Lieberman said such a trip would be a provocation. Meanwhile, Hezbollah, Iran's proxy in Lebanon, is threatening Israel. The leader of the radical Islamic group said its leaders should prepare for the day when he asks them to attack northern Israel and conquer Galilee. Israel responded that it will not let that happen.
Turning now to the budget battles across the U.S., New Jersey Governor Chris Christie is quickly becoming a hero in the Republican Party. He's been in office for just a year and has slashed spending while also taking on the Democrat-friendly unions. Christie is now taking that message to the nation's capital. He just gave a big speech there calling for those in both parties to follow his lead.
I look at what's happening in Washington, D.C. right now, and I'm worried. And I think, I heard the President's State of the Union speech, and it was 2 weeks after mine, and he said America was about doing the big things. Now, listen, I'm not saying he copied me. I've seen some writing about that, and that's what I'm saying. But I think it's important to note it because of what he says the big things are. He says the big things are high-speed rail. The big things are high-speed internet access for, 80% of America or something by some date. 1 million electric cars on the road by some date. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the candy of American politics. Let me tell you, what is the truth? What's the truth that nobody's talking about? Here's the truth that nobody's talking about. You're going to have to raise the retirement age for Social Security. Oh, I just said it, and I'm still standing here. I did not vaporize into the carpeting.
Christie has said repeatedly he is not going to run for the presidency in 2012. He says he's not ready.
Conservative Republican Senator John Thune says his party cannot drop the battle over social issues while it's focusing on America's financial troubles. Thune recently received a rousing reception at the Conservative Political Action Conference. Now the 50-year-old South Dakota senator is thinking about jumping into the 2012 presidential race. Thune is pro-life and supports a federal amendment protecting traditional marriage. He says his Christian faith influences his political actions. CBN political reporter David Brody recently asked him about fiscal conservatives who say it is time to put social issues on the back burner.
I think there are issues that people feel deeply about, and they're profound issues, the issues of life, the issues of family. And I don't think we can minimize those in the debate. With regard to the economic issues, fiscal issues, I think most social conservatives agree that we want a government that's smaller, a government that's more responsive and accountable and all that. But we also need to recognize that there are important issues that impact the basic glue, the foundation that holds our culture together, and that comes down to the family unit, and we can't ignore those.
We'll have more of David's interview with Senator Thune throughout the day on the CBN News channel and also on today's 700 Club. You can also find more at David's blog, The Brody File, at cbnnews.com.
Japan used to be the second most powerful economy in the world and often seemed to overshadow the first, America. But now it's slipped to third behind China and appears to be slipping further fast. One of the main reasons Japan is no longer growing and its population is shrinking. Paul Strand explains the sad connection.
What was once a vital, thriving Japan has been sputtering for years as its people grow older and older. To find out why this is happening and what dark future it portends, CBN News traveled to the Shenandoah Mountains region.
What does the beautiful Shenandoah Valley have to do with the question of Japan and its shrinking population? Well, it's here in Front Royal, Virginia that we found two of the foremost experts on this subject, one here at the Population Research Institute and one at Human Life International.
Japan now has been dying for the last 8 years. Japan has been filling more coffins than cradles each year.
It's tens of millions of people smaller and shrinking fast.
There are 1,300 less Japanese today than there were yesterday. They're losing 1,300 people a day.
Japan's couples haven't been replacing themselves with enough children for some 3 decades.
Japan is now committed to a kind of slow demographic suicide, with the population getting older and decreasing year after year after year.
You see over 2,500 schools have now shut down and become nursing homes.
So soon most of Japan's money will be eaten up just caring for the elderly.
In 1950, Japan had 10 workers supporting every retiree. Now it's 2.5 workers supporting each retiree. In 40 years, it'll be 1-to-1, which is an impossible situation.
And deflation has set in, bringing a trend of falling prices and a weakening economy.
The market is shrinking for homes. The market is shrinking for cars and consumer goods because there are few young people in the market buying those things.
And huge debt problems will soon come. Social Security and debt servicing will soon eat up 70% of government spending.
You have older and older population, which is going to consume more and more of the resources in pension and health care. You have fewer and fewer workers generating wealth.
The Japanese economy is shrinking with the Japanese population.
Japan's debt is nearly twice the size of its economic output, way larger than most great powers. And Japan is such a crucial player, its eventual fall will hurt much of the rest of the world.
Eventually they'll have to default on their debt and their economy will collapse. When it comes, it'll be sudden and it will be catastrophic, not only for Japan, but for the whole world economy.
Tea Party favorite Rand Paul revealed what senators like him have just heard.
We had a presentation this week where some very smart people who look at sovereign debt and have looked at Greece and have looked at the countries Portugal and Spain, they say Japan has already passed the point of no return. Now, it's a prediction. They could be wrong, but they say they have. They say we're a year or two behind Japan.
It's a lesson for those who think a growing population is a bad thing.
Every stomach comes into the world with 2 hands attached. Every mouth comes with a brain. We're not just consumers, we're producers. And most of us in a free society leave the world a better place than we found it.
If you don't have children, your nation is going to die.
It's been a popular theory for several decades now that for a prosperous country to stay prosperous, it needs to control its population, maybe even shrink it. Well, Japan's proving that theory needs serious re-examination. Paul Strand, CBN News, reporting from Front Royal, Virginia.
The California Supreme Court will consider if traditional marriage supporters can appeal the ruling that invalidated Proposition 8. The National Organization for Marriage is praising its decision. NOM President Brian Brown says the court has established a clear pathway for the decision of voters to finally be respected. We have no doubt that the state Supreme Court will find that the proponents of Prop 8 have the right to defend the initiative. Judge Vaughn Walker struck down Prop 8 several months ago, and the Attorney General opted not to appeal.
Hawaii has become the 7th state in the country to approve same-sex unions. Lawmakers approved the bill by a vote of 18-5. Democratic Governor Bill Abercrombie plans to sign the measure into law within 10 days. It grants same-sex couples the same rights as marriage without authorizing marriage itself. Gay rights advocates praise the vote as a victory for equal rights. Opponents say civil unions erode the concept of traditional family. The law will take effect next January.
Controversy is brewing over the suspension of an English teacher who wrote nasty things about her students on what she thought was a private blog. Some say she was right on. Others say the comments were totally inappropriate. Lori Johnson has the story.
Teacher Natalie Monroe blogged about her students by calling them out of control, rude, lazy, disengaged whiners. She went on, rat-like, dresses like a streetwalker, and frightfully dim. She says teachers enter the profession trying to change the world, only to have the life beat out of them.
I mean, it was not meant for everybody to see, but if it's going to get out there, maybe it'll start a conversation that needs to be had.
Although Monroe didn't use her last name and didn't identify her students or even her school by name, she was suspended with pay and her blog is being investigated. She may be fired.
Which may be a constitutional case to protect her First Amendment right. And she didn't do anything wrong. Some people don't like what she had to write, but she's being censored for what she wrote.
The school superintendent described Monroe's blog as, quote, very egregious. Lori Johnson, CBN News.
Coming up, church life in America. We'll show you why some churches are growing while others are losing steam.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
These are the greatest stories ever told. Presented by Academy Award winner Charlton Heston.
Thus saith the Lord of Israel, let my people go.
Join Charlton Heston as he travels the sacred lands of the Bible.
I'm going to take you with me on a journey exploring the stories in the Bible and the ancient land where they happened. This is said to be the very garden. This, the very rock where Jesus prayed for strength.
Now the Bible comes to life like never before. Time Life presents Charlton Heston's The Bible.
And Moses cast the tablets from his hands.
Praised by critics, this landmark TV series is now available on digitally remastered DVDs. You'll be inspired by the greatest stories from the Old and New Testaments, enhanced by historic works of art. Get Charlton Heston Presents the Bible on 4 DVDs for $49.99. Call with your credit card and save $10.
And Abraham stretched forth his hand and took the knife to slay his son.
And that's not all. You'll also get a free bonus DVD that takes you behind the scenes. And if you call in the next 10 minutes, we'll ship for free. That's an additional savings of nearly $7.
For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever.
Call now to get Charlton Heston's The Bible on 5 DVDs for just $39.99. Call in the next 10 minutes and we'll ship for free.
Now therefore go, and I will be with thee.
Call 1-800-748-5167 to order Charlton Heston Presents the Bible for $39.99 and receive free shipping when you call in the next 10 minutes with your credit card.
A new study from One Hope Christian Ministry reveals some conflicting attitudes from teenagers when it comes to sexuality and spirituality. Among the findings, 82% say they believe God intends marriages to last a lifetime, but 76% approve of divorce even when children are involved. Also, 50% consider an unmarried man and woman family. Finally, 59% say the Bible has little or no influence on their thoughts and actions.
Some of the largest denominations in the country are losing members. This according to an annual yearbook compiled by churches. The figures in the report show that the Roman Catholic Church saw a growth of less than 1%, and Southern Baptist membership fell for the third straight year. The Presbyterian Church led with the greatest membership drop of the 25 largest denominations. Their membership is down 2.6%.
The Indiana House has overwhelmingly approved a ban on gay marriage. The measure now moves to the state Senate. If approved, the ban would amend Indiana's constitution. The amendment would only recognize a marriage between one man and one woman. It must be approved by 2 separately elected legislatures before voters can weigh in. That means if approved by the Senate, voters won't see the measure on the ballot until 2014. Indiana already has a law preventing gay couples from marrying, but some say the constitutional amendment is necessary to prevent courts from overturning that law.
The armed forces are training military chaplains on how to deal with openly gay soldiers. Navy chaplains are getting several hours of instruction that includes one-on-one training sessions. The courses include scenarios where they could face openly gay soldiers face-to-face. Air Force chaplains will take part in online training in the next few weeks. Some Army chaplains have actually expressed concerns about the repeal of the military's Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy. They say it violates their rights to free speech and free exercise of religion. At least one Navy chaplain has quit because of the policy.
Attackers in Mexico have killed a U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement agent and wounded another. The agents were about 100 miles outside of Mexico City when they were attacked. Police speculate they stopped at a checkpoint set up by a drug cartel, thinking it was a military checkpoint. A gunman then opened fire on the agents. CBN's Chuck Holton is in Mexico. He says even though Mexico is seeing record rates of violence, it is rare for U.S. citizens or officials to be attacked.
Most of Mexico is still very safe. About 84% of all of the drug violence last year happened in just 4 states, 4 northern states out of 32 here in Mexico. We're not seeing the narcos targeting Americans specifically. We're not seeing them target missionaries specifically. We're not seeing them really target anybody that's not a threat to them.
U.S. and Mexican officials say they're working together to investigate this attack.
A police officer in New Mexico is caught on the other side of the law after posting a post on his Facebook page. The Albuquerque police chief says he is disgusted after a gang unit officer listed his occupation as, quote, human waste disposal. Authorities have also launched an internal affairs investigation after a fatal shooting last week involving the gang unit officer. The officer's posting on Facebook has since been removed.
Up next, some called it the Gettysburg Address. See the fallout from Bill Cosby's controversial NAACP speech 7 years later.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come explore Jerusalem, where Jesus opened blind eyes. Visit the hills of Galilee, where Jesus fed the multitude. Stroll through Capernaum, where Jesus lived and taught and healed. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit www.goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number or visit our website. A free idea kit and DVD will be sent to your home so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. Our free idea kit and DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool right in your backyard or home. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number or visit the website to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
What makes the miracles of Jesus even more miraculous? Standing where they happened, in Israel. Come sail the Sea of Galilee, where Jesus calmed a raging storm. Experience Jerusalem, where Jesus restored a paralyzed man. Explore Capernaum, where Jesus spoke a centurion servant into health. To learn more about standing where it all happened in Israel, visit goisrael.com. Come visit Israel.
College campus ministries are pledging not to compete with each other. 17 groups signed a document called the Chicago Agreement, among them InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, Campus Crusade for Christ, and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. It says the groups will not criticize each other or steal members, but will work together to evangelize and minister to college students.
As Democrats and Republicans get ready to debate whether to extend President Bush's No Child Left Behind Act, a famous comedian is calling on them to give parents more options in public education. And this isn't the first time funny man Bill Cosby has gotten serious. People are still talking about a speech he gave 7 years ago.
My wife and I have 5 children, and the reason why we have 5 children is because we do not want 6.
Bill Cosby has spent most of his life making people laugh.
That's Zerbit. Oh, you know what I think a Zerbit is? I just remembered. A Zerbit is this.
During the 80s, he was America's favorite dad on The Cosby Show. But the television icon surprised many with the role he took in 2004 away from all the lights and cameras. It was at the NAACP banquet celebrating the 50th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education. Bill Cosby delivered his now famous pound cake speech, or what's also been called the Gettysburg Address.
People getting shot in the back of the head over a piece of pound cake. Brown versus the Board of Education is no longer the white person's problem. We've got to take the neighborhood back.
In the speech, Cosby blasted people in poor black communities for failing to be good parents, for spending hundreds on designer shoes, but refusing to invest in their kids' education.
Brown versus the Board of Education. These people who marched and were hit in the face with rocks and punched in the face to get an education. And we got these knuckleheads walking around, don't want to learn English.
The reception for many in the black community was harsh. Others, however, saw it as a wake-up call for families to begin taking responsibility.
Gave him a heart, the heart of a mother, the heart of a black woman. And it was just a little surprising to me in all this debate that we've had over the past few years, there's been very few female voices that have been raised in the debate.
In her book, Bill Cosby is Right, but What Should the Church Be Doing About It?, Marissa Parson Davis points out startling statistics that have not improved since the 2004 speech. Homicide is the leading cause of death for black boys from age 12 to 19. 1 out of 3 black men ages 20 to 29 are under some form of criminal justice supervision. And while there is a black family living in the White House, only 28% of black children are growing up with a mother and father in the home.
God instituted the family actually before he instituted the church. And if you have weak families in your church will be weak. You have strong families in your church, then your church will be strong.
It's an opinion shared by world-renowned pediatric neurosurgeon Dr. Ben Carson.
What Bill Cosby is talking about are values and principles, things that lead to the development of solid families and solid communities. And many of those things have been attacked, probably more so today than ever, because we live in an atmosphere of political correctness.
The faith, values, and principles that propelled Carson to success are documented in the film about his life, Gifted Hands. He faced the odds many endure today. He grew up in Detroit, poor and without a father.
I had a mother who refused to be a victim, totally would not accept a feel sorry for myself attitude, and wouldn't let us do that either.
And as a brain surgeon, Carson is quick to point out, success is not a matter of money, it's mindset.
You basically determine your value to society by what you know and by what you can do. And that's something you have control over. How much knowledge do I want to acquire? How much skill do I want to acquire?
Carson says Cosby's pound cake speech holds true today, and not only for African Americans, but for all Americans.
When you go to the church, look at the stained glass things of Jesus. Look at them. Is Jesus smiling? Not in one picture. So tell your friends, let's try to do something. Let's try and make Jesus smile. Let's start parenting. Thank you. Thank you.
Let's make Jesus smile.
Indeed, indeed.
Wow.
And Bill Cosby not only just give that speech, he's also now dedicated his life to doing that and is traveling the country instead of performing, inspiring people to do just that, take the community back.
Awesome. We'll be right back.
Millions of women worldwide love Bare Minerals.
This is smooth, it's nice, and it covers. I like that.
Only Bare Minerals looks like beautiful bare skin, while it covers whatever you want it to. And now you can get our latest kit with our totally new, totally spill-proof Click Lock Go Foundation. For over 75% off retail, our new kit comes with Bare Minerals Foundation in the shade that's just right for you. Warmth for a healthy glow. Mineral Veil, the ultimate finishing touch. And Bare Minerals Flawless Application Brush. Call now and get 3 full-size gifts worth $57.95 free. Purchased separately, you'd spend over $120. Our original Get Started kit was a great deal at 2 payments of $29.99. But now you can get all this for just 1 payment of $29.99. Save over $90 and get a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-376-4174. Ask how you can receive this handy compact. Call 1-800-376-4174 now.
It's impossible to close an open can with a pop top. Open cans spill in the fridge. What a mess. And open cans lose their fizz. What a waste. Introducing Bottle Top. It turns your can into a bottle with the snap of a cap. Open metal cans can't travel. What a waste. Bottle Top turns your can into a bottle that's perfectly portable. You can't do this with an open can. Bottle Top lets any soda keep its carbonation. Look, bugs are gross, but Bottle Top protects your drink from insects. When you're done drinking, just pop it off. Rinse under hot water and reuse. Bottle Top keeps drinks from spilling. Now get 6 colored bottle tops for just $10. Call now and get 6 more. Plus, we'll send you the can top popper. Just pay separate shipping and handling. You get 12 amazing bottle tops, plus the can top popper, all for just $10.
Call 1-800-377-9176. But hurry, call now. We're giving away a bonus 6 more bottle tops and the can top popper with today's orders. That's 1-800-377-9176. Call now.
An Atlanta woman is alive after jumping from a bridge to avoid a multi-car pileup.
It was this leap of faith that truly saved her life. Bianca Vera was traveling across an icy bridge when she lost control of her vehicle and slammed into the wall. She jumped out to check the damage and saw a truck barreling towards her, unable to stop. It's what she did next that even astonished rescue crews. She jumped 4 stories into the icy water below just moments before her car was smashed.
Just praying that somebody will hear me so that I don't have to keep on swimming because I don't think I'll make it. And it wasn't until yesterday that I realized that the only person that needed to hear me was God. And He helped me, and He was there. And He was the one that got me to the shore. God spared my life. I have a purpose. Now I just have to find it.
Bianca broke her back from the fall, but she was still able to swim more than an hour and 100 yards to get to shore. Paramedics say it was quick thinking that saved her life.
What a miracle.
I tell you, a miracle indeed.
God bless her. Well, that is all for this hour of the CBN News Channel. You can find more of today's top headlines, along with our exclusive coverage of the issues you care about most at cbnnews.com.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Fresh, wholesome juice. There's nothing like it. But until now, you had to stress and strain and make a huge mess to get just a little bit of juice. But not anymore, thanks to the Lalanne Power Juicer. You can drop in whole vegetables, whole fruits, apples, oranges, celery, cucumbers with no chopping, no slicing, no struggling. And thanks to the Power Juicer's revolutionary patented extraction technology, you can get up to 30% more juice than those other juicers. Doctors recommend we get 5 to 9 servings of fruits and vegetables every day. With the Power Juicer, you'll be drinking your recommended daily allowance in just seconds. And the pulp from the extra large pulp catcher can be used to make pasta sauces, healthy desserts, and much more. The Power Juicer is dishwasher safe, so cleanup's a breeze, and the powerful motor is guaranteed for life. Order the Lalanne Power Juicer now for just 2 easy payments of $49.90. And as part of this special TV offer, we'll also send you this amazing recipe guide filled with over 60 of Jack's favorite recipes. Try the Lalanne Power Juicer in your home risk-free for 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied, send it back for a full refund of the purchase price, no questions asked. Call now.
I was always on the cusp of exploding. So I
Figured out if I get rid of the wife and the kids, then I can just send them money. Went to the junk drawer, I got the Bible out, put the tape in, and I believe that moment, Christ made sense. There is no earthly reason why we're still married. It is a divine intervention, and I thank God, and showing me what love, grace, and forgiveness looks like.